everyone, Metallian Magic here, and today we're going to be opening a Journey into Nyx Fat Pack. So I hope you watched, or if you haven't yet, you will watch my Born of the Gods Fat Pack opening. I'm going to put this on the same playlist. Journey into Nyx officially came out yesterday. As of the filming of this video, it is May 3rd, Saturday on the release weekend of the set. So, without further ado, let's open this up. So I'm just going to take a moment off camera here to carefully open the plastic wrap, as I really enjoy displaying the posters that are part of the packaging on the reverse side of the outer sleeve. So obviously I don't want to rip or damage that, as that is something that is a main draw for me. The store where I bought this has a release weekend sale where they sell them for $34.99, and you can find Fat Packs, Journey into Nyx Fat Packs on Amazon for a similar price. So that's you're not really spending more than you would be on just buying a bunch of single packs of cards. Actually, with tax, that would actually cost more, and you get the cool bonuses that we will be going over as well. So while I'm opening this up, I'll take the time to mention I'm really interested in hearing what you guys out there think about the set. So in the comments below, please let me know any thoughts you have about the set for limited, for standard, just any sweet cards that you're really excited to open. And I'm really curious to hear from the viewers out there. So the outer sleeve, like I said, has a poster on the other side. But I'm going to go ahead and put that aside for right now. So the first thing that we have here is the player's guide. I really like these as well. This is another reason why I buy Fat Packs, because you get some flavor, you get some information about some of the new mechanics in the set, returning mechanics. You also get a little bit of story information, which is sweet. In this particular one, as you can see here, Athreos, and then Karanos, Farika, Iroas, and Krufix, you get information about the gods that come in the set and round out the cycle of gods contained in Theros block. You get some information about the Planeswalkers, in this case the one Planeswalker, Ajani, Mentor of Heroes, and you get some information about his role in the story, which is something I'm interested in. I'm a big fan of the storyline in various franchises that I'm a fan of, be it Magic or Star Wars or anything else. And then you get the card encyclopedia, where you get alphabetically and then also sorted by color, going in Wooburg order. That's white, blue, black, red, green. You get an image of every card in the set. It's a nice way to familiarize yourself with the cards if you're a visual learner. Kind of the same thing as the card spoiler, the card database that they have on dailymtg.com. Of course, with the artifacts and lands at the end. And then a card checklist. So has the list of all the cards too. And then you get this neat box, which I like to store cards in. Each Fat Pack has a box with art that pertains to that set. So this one has Elspeth and Ajani facing Xenagos, God of Revels. Pretty cool. Alright. So, first off, before I get to opening the packs of cards, we have the deck boxes that come with the Fat Packs. So, one of them has the art for Ajani on it, and the other one has, I think that's the art on Kiora's Dismissal, which is an uncommon that we might see when we open the packs. I believe that is the art contained on that card. So even though it's not Kiora's Planeswalker card, they went with two, depictions of Planeswalkers on the art, and these are really cool. You just kind of unfold them and fold the tabs down, and they don't fit sleeved cards, so that's they're kind of basic. But one thing I like to do with these is bring lands like to a draft. Like if I want to bring my own lands so I don't have to borrow lands from the store, I'll just put like 15 to 20 of each basic land in one of these, throw it in my backpack, and then I have lands with me. And this is, you know, it's like a simple box, but unless I'm pre-sleeving my lands, it serves that purpose just fine. So now what you probably all are really expecting to see, the pack openings. So you also get a spin down life counter in these fat packs. The color is randomized, so we got a blue one in this fat pack. Okay. So in the middle of this group of packs, you have just like a sort of a beginner player's insert. And here we go. Pack number 1. So, all right. So we've got Lightning Diadem, Eagle of the Watch, Market Festival, Grim Guardian, Cloaked Siren, Blood-Crazed Hoplite, Oreskos Swiftclaw, Warwing Siren, Ravenous Lucracoda, I think is how you pronounce that word, Flamespeaker's Will. Our first uncommon is Wildfire Cerberus. We have Forgeborn Oreads, Nyx Weaver, and our rare, Launch the Fleets. Okay, so this is a sorcery for 1 white, and it has Strive, which costs 1 colorless more to cast for each target beyond the first. Until end of turn, any number of target creatures each gain whenever this creature attacks. Put a 1/1 white soldier creature token onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. And an island and a bird token. Some of the tokens in this set are actually pretty sweet. There's a 4/4 Flying Sphinx token that's quite nice. So, there's no Planeswalker emblem in the set. Ajani's Ultimate does not produce an emblem. It does, however, state you gain 100 life. So there's that. Okay. Our next pack, we've got Satyr Hoplite, which is a card that I'm really excited to see. The long-awaited 1/1 red 1-drop that has the +1/+1 counter heroic ability that it gets counters whenever you target it, well, with a spell. Laguna Band Trailblazer, Oakheart Dryads, Font of Return, Font of Fortunes, Gluttonous Cyclops, Sigiled Starfish, which some people have been calling Scryfish or Patrick, Starfall, Cruel Feeding, and our first uncommon, Tormented Thoughts, Mogus's Warhound, Knowledge and Power, and Polymorphous Rush. It's an instant, costs 2 and a blue. As Strive, Polymorphous Rush costs 1 and a blue more to cast for each target beyond the first. Choose a creature on the battlefield. Any number of target creatures you control each become a copy of that creature until end of turn. And we have a foiled Disciple of Deceit, which is an uncommon. So it looks pretty sweet. I don't know if you can see this in the video, but the 3 heads down near the bottom of the picture on the card are pretty shiny and reflective in foil, so that's cool looking. Planes and a soldier token. One interesting thing to note is some of the tokens that you can get in Journey into Nyx packs are actually tokens from at least Theros. I don't know about Born of the Gods, but like this is a token from Theros. So some of the tokens included in these packs from Journey into Nyx are from Theros, from an earlier set in the block. That's something that I noticed at my first pre-release that I did, when I opened a pack that had a Journey into Nyx pack that had a green-red Satyr token that Xenagos the Reveler produces, and I was a bit surprised to see that. Our next pack has God Hunter Octopus, Rouse the Mob, Font of Vigor, Oakheart Dryads, Feast of Dreams, Hubris, Sigiled Starfish, Desecration Plague, Starfall, Cast into Darkness. Our first uncommon is a Disciple of Deceit, then Sightless Brawler, Blinding Flare, and a Setessan Tactics. So all three of our rares so far have been Strive cards. This one is an instant for 1 and a green. It has Strive for green for each target beyond the first. And until end of turn, any number of target creatures each get +1/+1 and gain tap. This creature fights another target creature. So we now, and there's a spider token. So far, we have received the blue, white, and green rare Strive cards. So some good cards, nothing too exciting yet, but we have 6 packs to go. Sigiled Skink, Ajani's Presence, Golden Hind, Feast of Dreams. Man, this pack would be already like in draft. See, there's the Satyr token I was talking about. I mean, man, Golden Hind, Feast of Dreams, Ajani's Presence, those are all cards that I would be happy to play in Limited. Same thing with Cloaked Siren. Another Lightning Diadem, Mortal Obstinacy, Pinned to the Earth, Ferris Band Thunderhoof, Gluttonous Cyclops. Our first uncommon is Rollick of Abandon. Then Sky Spear Cavalry, Gold Forged Sentinel, and a Krufix, God of Horizons. So we have our first mythic rare in the Fat Pack, and we also, on top of that, have our first God. So this is really cool because I actually, if you watched, or at least listened to part of my extensively long mythic rare rambling sort of podcast style video that I posted recently, I talked at length about a potential constructed deck that may not really come to fruition until next year's standard with the fall set and M15. We'll have to see what those sets bring to the table, but I think there might be a home for this card in standard, but I also am super excited to play this in Commander, and I know a lot of players are excited to play this in Commander because what does Simic want to do in Commander? It wants to ramp, and what does this card do? Well, the last ability here is if unused mana would empty from your mana pool, that mana becomes colorless instead. It's like you have a mana bank available. You also have no maximum hand size, which is probably not going to be super relevant for Standard, but I mean, it could be nice in Commander, especially if you have a lot of card draw effects, which Blue has access to. And Green has access to some card draw when it comes to things like, forget the name of the card, there's a green creature that allows you to draw cards when it comes into play. Is it called Regal Force? It might be. I don't know. If I'm wrong about that, someone let me know. I think it might be Regal Force. And of course, it has all the other sort of god stuff. Indestructible, as long as your devotion to green and blue is less than 7, it isn't a creature. And it's a 4/7 if it is a creature. So, very cool. All right. So the first 3 packs had rares that I like, but nothing that I'm super excited to pull from this Fat Pack. But now we have a card that I'm definitely happy to open. I want to collect a copy of each god at least. I got a Karanos at one of my pre-releases, so I'm 2/5 of the way there. Next pack we have Golden Hind, Feast of Dreams, Cloaked Siren, Lightning Diadem, Laguna Band Trailblazer, Market Festival, Oppressive Rays, Warwing Siren, Satyr Grove Dancer, Flurry of Horns. Our first uncommon is Whitewater Naiads, Nightmarish End. We have Agent of Erebos, and Dictate of Heliod. Sweet. So this is an enchantment. It has flash. Creatures you control get +2/+2, and it costs 3 white. Very solid card. Not too much to say about this one. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Except it's worth mentioning, of course, because it has flash, it can be kind of used to alter combat, like a combat trick, as well as then obviously it sticks around. So, you know, my advice would be there are situations where you probably want to hold this. You don't just want to play it before combat, because if you make some attacks and your opponent blocks in a way that, you know, then by playing this before damage you can get some advantage out of this, it might be worth surprising your opponent with. But also, very cool art. Therese Nielsen, here I'll hold it a little closer. Therese Nielsen does some great artwork, and this is a piece of her artwork that I'm a big fan of. So, all right, and bird token. So now we'll get to the second half here. The second, or at least I'm opening it second, but this group of packs also comes with a land pack. So, I mean, something that players who've played for a long time and have a lot of basic land probably don't need, but it is kind of neat just to have a bunch of extra land lying around when you're, I don't know, maybe you're having some friends over for a draft and you want to provide them with land that they can borrow. Of course, if you just like collecting the land for the art, then you get a bunch of each basic land from Theros in this package here, so that's neat. 4 to go. How did you guys out there do at your various pre-release events? What type of decks did you build? Let me know. I played in 2. The first one, I played sort of a control-ish white-black deck that had Dictate of Erebos and Extinguish All Hope and Doomwake Giant. I chose black as my pre-release pack for that one. And in my second pre-release, I had a deck that I was much happier with. I had Elspeth, Sun's Champion. I had Keranos, God of Storms. I had Dawnbringer Charioteers. I chose white as my pre-release color for that. And that deck was a deck that was kind of like aggro control. It had some really fast draws. It could start off on a tear, but it could also play more of a mid-game battle, and it was effective on, in multiple stages of the game, board development, mid-game, a couple of games that went long and went to the end game, drawing a bomb like Elspeth was able to help me put those games away, so it was a fun deck to play. So our next pack contains Hubris, Pensive Minotaur, which I love. I'm going to read the flavor text. I love this. The champion and her companions marched through the night, but the battle was over before they arrived. In the middle of the carnage sat a solitary minotaur, lost in what seemed to the champion to be thought. And the minotaur has kind of a perplexed expression on his face, and he's holding a leg, like a non-attached human leg. So that's a funny card. A Crow and Mastiff, Nature's Panoply, Nyx Infusion, Desecration Plague, Flame Speaker's Will, Cast into Darkness, Oreskos Swiftclaw. First uncommon is Interpret the Signs, Triton Cavalry, Agent of Erebos, and Daring Thief. It's a 2/3 creature human rogue. It costs 2 and a blue, and it has Inspired. Whenever Daring Thief becomes untapped, you may exchange control of target non-land permanent you control and target permanent an opponent controls that shares a card type with it. And a foil Eagle of the Watch. Cool. Ooh, and a Hydra token. This is sweet. This is actually one of the sweetest, in my opinion, tokens from the set. It's a star Hydra that is created by Hydra Broodmaster. So that's very cool. Because what's better than having one large 7/7 Hydra on the table? Making it bigger with monstrosity and producing Hydra babies. So our next pack has Font of Vigor, Oakheart Dryads, Feast of Dreams, Hubris, Satyr Hoplite, Oreskos Swiftclaw, Triton Shore Stalker, Ravenous Lucracoda, Font of Ire, Aspect of Gorgon. Our first uncommon is Spite of Mogus, then Nessian Game Warden, Cyclops of Eternal Fury, and Aegis of the Gods, or Aegis of the Gods. It's a 2/1 for 1 and a white. You have hexproof, which means you can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. So, oh, and a Minotaur token. There's some sweet tokens in this set. There's the Hydra, there's the Sphinx that we haven't seen yet, but the 4/4 flying Sphinx that Hour of Need creates, and then Flurry of Horns, which we've already seen creates 2/2/3 Minotaur tokens. So That's the first time in Magic history that Minotaur tokens have been printed. 2 packs to go. Okay. Magma Spray, Harvest Guard Alcaides, Golden Hind, Returned Reveler, Countermand, Oppressive Rays, Pinned to the Earth, Renowned Weaver, Flurry of Horns, which we just talked about, Thassa's Devourer. Our first uncommon is Ritual of the Returned, Nyx Weaver, Nyx Fleece Ram. We've got a god, we've got Iroas, God of Victory. Sweet, so 2 gods in this fat pack, and since I already have a Karanos, like I said, I was hoping to get a couple of the ones I didn't have yet, so now I have Krufix and Iroas. Iroas costs 2 red-white, all the god stuff indestructible, the devotion thingy, if you turn him into a creature, he's a 7/4. Creatures you control can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures, and then prevent all damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures you control. And that's not just combat damage, that's any damage. So if you declare attackers and your opponent waits to, your opponent basically has to decide if they want to use like a burn spell or something that deals damage to your creatures before you declare attackers, because once you do, they can't be dealt damage. My rules question for that actually is, I don't believe that is until the end of turn. I believe that's just through the combat step. If I'm wrong about that, let me know, but I believe that the damage that is prevented to attacking creatures you control is prevented during the entirety of combat. Declare attackers. Like, once you declare attackers, then declare blockers and the damage resolution, all of that sequence, this benefit is provided to your creatures. I don't believe it lingers around afterwards, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyway, Iroas, God of Victory, very cool. All right, and we have 1 pack to go. So if you watched my last Fat Pack unboxing, I got 3 mythics in that Fat Pack, but anytime, I've seen people open Fat Packs with no mythic, so anytime you even get 1, that's about right for the odds, like 1 in 8 packs you get a mythic. If you open 2 mythics in a Fat Pack, and I have heard people say that Fat Packs are not parsed out the way that booster boxes are, so the possibility of getting a bunch of mythics in a Fat Pack is possible. It's the distribution of packs is more randomized. I don't know if that's true. However, opening up 2 mythics at least out of 9 packs is pretty sweet, and we have 1 pack to go, so will we get another one? Let's find out. We're starting this pack off with Market Festival, Rotted Hulk, Hubris, Pensive Minotaur, a Crowan Mastiff, Flurry of Horns, Dreadbringer Lampads, Stonewise Fortifier, Triton Shore Stalker, and Renowned Weaver. Then we have Skyspear Cavalry, Strength from the Fallen. Skyspear Cavalry is an uncommon, so is this. Reviving Melody, and our last rare or mythic, another Aegis of the Gods, or Aegis. I don't know, is it Aegis? Aegis? Another one of these dudes. So you already know what it does. This is our second one in the pack, or in the Fat Pack, and that'll do it. So, just to recap, when you buy a Fat Pack, you of course get 9 packs of cards, you get your group of lands, you get the card boxes, the large sort of card storage box that the whole package comes in, the player's guide book, and the poster that is on the reverse of the outside packaging sleeve. So they're kind of a fun product to purchase, especially if you can get them under $40. You're not really going to be losing too much equity there when if you buy 9 packs of cards at like Target, for example, or some sort of store where it's regular MSRP, it'll be about $36, and then there's tax, so it's going to be 36, minus 9 cents, because they're usually $3.99, and then so they're going to be like $35.91 plus tax. But with that, you don't get any of those bonuses. You don't get the box, you don't get the card boxes, you don't get the land, you don't get the book, you don't get the poster. With this, you get all that stuff for what I paid $34.99 plus tax. I know on release weekend, a lot of stores have that kind of price. And I've even seen some pre-orders at some local game shops going for $29.99. So not quite as good a deal as getting a booster box, obviously, but if you don't want to spend $80 to $100 to get a box, you want some packs from the new set, and you also want those bonuses that come in the fat pack. It's something that I enjoy opening, and I hope you enjoy watching these, as I will do my best to open a fat pack of every new set that comes out henceforth. Next one that will be fat packable being M15 in July, so look forward to that. Thanks for watching, and as always, this is Metallian Magic, signing out.